sometimes people can get really confused when they go into the wig world and they want to try something different than their bio hair, and with wigs you can really do anything. In this video, I'm going to put together a bunch of different ways where you can match your wig, like with your skin tone, with your makeup. This video is specifically about changing up your makeup with your wig color, and I'm going to do additional videos on like skin tone, undertone, so keep an eye on that. But for right now, I'm going to show you not only a tutorial on this look, but choosing it to match this wig, and then I will go through a couple different wig type colors, natural colors, fashion colors, so showing you how you can mix up your makeup that you would naturally do when you're playing around with different colors of wigs. So if you're interested in that, let's get to it. Okay, so I am going to use probably this ColourPop palette. It was the Ornate palette. I don't know if this is still available because it was like a holiday release, but like every other palette is the same, except for these ones were like pretty unique. I switch around the colors and stuff, but you can just see we're doing like a warm tone situation because I want to try this Dolce by Belle Tress 23 in the color Ceylon, and it's a little bit more warm toned, so I want to shift my makeup to the warm toned as well. I'm going to do a whole video on undertone, skin tones, warm tone, cool tone, all that kind of stuff. Not everybody can switch fully from warm tone to cool tone, but you can switch up your makeup based on your wig color, what you're wearing, all that kind of stuff. So I'm wearing warm tones right now. We're going to a fall festival. I'm so excited. I have my base on already. One thing I do to switch up for colors is I'm going to switch my blush, and I think I'm going to start with this one as a base. Sometimes I like to build up. This is also from ColourPop, and this is called Love Story Powder Blush, okay? And it's got this peachiness, shimmery. It's a little bit light, so we'll see how dark it goes on and how much I might need to shift. I'm going to use a larger fluffy brush on this, and then sometimes I just set a base because, like, yeah, on me, this doesn't show up a ton, which I'm not even that really dark, so that's interesting about how light it is. But then I'm going to put like a sparkly sort of peachy orange over top of it. So this is just going to give me like a little bit of base. I mean, I guess it does give me some color, so I shouldn't say that. It shows up on me way more when it's more full winter because I do lose a lot of my color. So I'm going to go over top it with this, which is the Too Faced Cherry Bomb. These were the dual blushes. I don't even know if these still make these, which I wish they would because they were awesome. They were amazing. So I'm going to go into mostly this side and maybe a little bit of the red and just on the apples really accentuate with a little bit of shine. So I think that's good for the blush. I'm not going to use any bronze or anything today. This color is like kind of a corally type color. So I'm going to start with this. I don't know for sure if it's Charisma because like I said, I do move them around. But this color here, sort of that corally type color. I'm going to use this big flat brush and we're going to go in and I'm going to set basically the foundation. So my foundation is on and I also set my eyes with powder already. So what I'm going to do is really keep this towards the outside. Yeah, that's pretty pigmented. I'm going to keep this towards the outside using that flat brush, and then I'm going to tap it so that I can spread it around. But I want to keep the intensity so I'm not really like swiping. And when I'll swipe is right here on the edges, and you can see how it's like diffusing. So this is like one color that looks like two different shadows really. So we're just going to diffuse so that we get more of that corally situation. I'm not adding any more. I'm using the same brush. And then what I'll do is just sort of do the windshield wipers just on the edges so that it diffuses it and it's not so harsh. Yeah, look at that. This is one shadow. Okay. And like I'm just going right over around the edges. Now that I have it diffused, and I have it extending a little bit past the eye, I'm going to put some lashes and everything, so I do want to pull my eyes. I do like to pull my eyes up like that. I do have hooded eyes, so you can see, I always make sure to look straight. Right now I'm looking at the camera, but at the mirror, so I can see if you can see that color when my eyes are open as much as you can when they're closed, okay? So again, diffusing this, just windshield wiper till I get that shape. Okay, yeah, so it's bringing up enough where I can see it even if my eyes are closed. I feel good. Just going to tap a little tiny bit and just darken this outside up same color, and see how I tap it around just to darken sort of the outer corner, and then we'll move on to the other eye. Okay, so I took this color then, same color, and I pulled it down around and bringing it halfway in underneath the eye. I'm a big person that puts shadow under the eye because I do think it like completes the look. Okay, so yeah, I look like some kind of sick raccoon right now, okay? But trust me, it's going to come together. Okay, let's get crazy. Let's take this sort of yellowy shade and we're going to bring it in underneath. I'm going to actually mix these two because this I think comes off, yeah, more orange than yellow. And I'm just going to mix that in order to fill in the rest of this under eye. So since we're doing that, we might as well take the rest of it and fill in right here, just in the front. There's a lot of kick up on these shadows, so I'm tapping a lot off, you can see. So I'm not actually dipping back into the shadow, I'm dipping into this stuff that I've tapped off so that we're not getting more product, because we obviously are good with what is kicking up on here. I always want to do some shimmer, but I'm wondering if we should not do shimmer, but I'm just gonna take right in the center, so just right to highlight and open up the eye. I'm gonna do this one, so it's this one right here, and I'm just going to sort of tap it in the center, okay? And it is going to look a little weird for a second. Then we'll just use our finger to diffuse the edges. Now I'm going to take my pinky that has nothing on it, and I'm just like tapping the edges of that, so I'm not getting the actual intensity. I'm just tapping it in so it blends a little bit more. So you can see how it's like harsh, not harsh, okay? Okay, so now I'm just going to take that same color on this defined brush and just put it right in the inner corner, because you know I like to open up an inner corner. Might have to put a little highlighter just to open it a little bit more, because that's just me, okay? So that is the basic look that we're doing today. So shadows are on, this is how it looks. Now what we do is we're gonna go in and, like I said, I wanted to use highlighter. I'm gonna use a brighter highlighter just because we've already done some goldenness on the cheeks, but again, I really want to open up my inner corner, so I'm just gonna use this. And this is the Revolution Triple Baked Highlighter called Goddess of Faith. I don't know if they make this anymore. This is probably one of my favorite highlighters in general. It's the one I always keep in my drawer here. And I'm just doing it right at the high point, because you can see I already have some shimmer from the blush and that duo. I just want to do high points, okay? So I'm concentrating it there. I'll put a little bit. I don't want to bring it all the way down my nose. I'm just going to put it right here in the bridge, just a little bit. Then I'm going to rotate the brush where there's not as much product and just sort of blend this out a little. Okay? And I'm going to put it on my upper lip. I know some people don't do that anymore. I do. I want to define my sort of Cupid's bow thing. And I find that having a little bit of highlight here when I put it on my lips will make that a little bit better. Now we're going to take a definer brush again. Here I have this, a clean one, because the other one has darker shadow. Just go in with this light color, and just at that point where that tear duct is, that's where I'm just going to put a little bit of this. Yeah, just to brighten me up. All right, next I'm going to put on my liquid liner. I always use liquid liner. I always use the ColourPop BFF liquid liner in Noir Black. I think that the pencil version's called Noir. And now I'm going to bring this up out into the shadow, into a little bit of a wing. There we go. Okay. put on lashes, I actually use Halloween lashes, and this has just a little bit of orange in there, so it's just a little bit of something fun. And I have a whole video about Halloween lashes that I use, why I use them, how I use them, and I can link that. I'm also going to use the Kiss strip adhesive in the black, so you can just put this on. I like the black because I do use the black liner, and then you don't have to wait for it to dry before it doesn't show up. I mean, it dries clear, but I used to be a fan of the Duo, but the last couple times I got it, it burned my eyes. And I mean, I used it for years and years. So I mean, they had to have changed the formula in some way, but whatever they did, it now burns my eyes so badly. So sometimes with these type of lashes, I feel like they don't pop enough for me. So I actually put 2 lashes. I'll still have the black and orange, but I still want a little bit more. So yeah, I'm going to use these ones. So these are more of like a thick one, and they're a little bit shorter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on, and then I'm going to sit it on top of the lash that's already there. I call this the double lash method. I don't know if that's a real method or that's what I call it, but I actually have a video showing how to do this in depth. And sometimes you actually just want to put them on together, like squish them together and then put them on. It depends on if my other lash had already sort of taken a little bit, I wouldn't have done that. But this one, these haven't taken. So I'm actually creating one lash out of this. Oh yeah, that's giving me a little bit more. Okay, let me do the other one and then we will finish up. So the one tip I would say though, if you're going to squish them together and then put them on, make sure that you put glue where it coats both the strips of lash. Sometimes if they're squished together, one can be overlapping the other one slightly, and so you might just get one lash that has the glue and the other one doesn't. So you want to make sure that you're coating both of the strips of lash. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna spray my face, because I always do this where I don't let my lashes dry and then I spray my face to set it, and I end up, because the glue is wet and it's black and I close my eyes, it'll get everywhere. So let me do that, and then I'll come back and then we will start looking at the wig. So this is what the base is, right? So we have these warm tones going on. I got like the orangey cheeks, warm tone eye look, and then we're gonna get a wig that's leaning a little bit more warm. Be right back. Before we put on the wig, I do want to put on probably more of a reddy orange lip. So these are my favorite lipsticks in general if you want to do a matte lip, which is the Too Faced Melted Matte. But they have these seasonal ones. Now some of these you can't get because they're seasonal, but they always have them. So this one is Gingerbread Man, this one is Cinnabon, and they smell amazing. This one is Pumpkin Spice, and like this one is Hot Butter Rum. And then this one is Sugar Cookie. So I'm probably going to mix. So I think I'm going to do Hot Butter Rum, see how dark that is, and then maybe add a little Gingerbread Man. I don't know if there still is, but there was like a Gingerbread Man 1, and then there was like a Gingerbread Man 2, and then there was a Gingerbread Boy. And they're all slightly different shades. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to start and go right in the middle to see what the shade is. So this isn't super orangey. So I'm going to use the tip of this to use like to line. And sometimes I overline at the top because, like I said, I want to accentuate that Cupid's bow. So I don't overline the entire thing, just right at the top. And it's not a ton of overlining, it's just the very top of the ridge. And I didn't use a ton of product, by the way. Now you can see how putting that highlight like really highlights that. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is just add the tiniest bit of the orange, because I like the color, just to give it a little something, because this is pretty orangey. Pretty burnt. Yeah, look. I'm going to scrape off all the product on the first color that I used and just diffuse the edges. This dries down and it sets down real nice. Okay, now I'll put the wig on. Okay, I have my face makeup on and everything, but I want to check out this Dolce 23 by Belle Tress in the color Ceylon, which it's a balayage color, and I do think it's actually discontinued. So I want to check this out and scoop it up before the actual color is gone. I am a retailer now for Belle Tress. Yay! So if you're interested in this wig or any other, just message me or visit my website, tmwigs.com. Look at this. Oh, whoa. So this Dolce 23, I'm pretty sure I have a review on Dolce 18, which I really liked. It reminded me a lot of Tress Picture Perfect, as you know, is one of my favorite styles, because I had it in Rock Margarita Blonde, which I always say it that way. It actually annoys me that I say it that way, but, you know, Belle Tress wigs, I think all of them are heat safe. So, this is one of the ones that are monotops. I think they're all lace front too, but this is the hand-tied lace front, which is pretty wide, and then you have the monotop, and you have the silicone piece there. You do have the soft ear tabs that are bendable. Rest of the cap is wefted, and then you do have the soft extended nape and the bra strap type adjusters. Okay, look at that color. What? Oh, living! Oh my gosh, yes. I love this. So I really did like the 18, but I just think that this is more my speed. I just tend to like a longer wig, and so she's fitting pretty comfortable. I do feel like the monotops are slightly larger than the ones that are just like the lace fronts. I'm 21.5 inches in circumference, which is petite average. This is fitting pretty comfortable, but there's definitely some noticeable available room. And I noticed the ones that are just like the lace front and lace part, not the mono, are just slightly smaller. I love this color so much. It's giving me the warm tone that I love, but also this like sort of lighter pieces. So this is all the hair to the front, so it's a nice doable density. It's not a ton of hair. We're gonna mess up the part here. Okay, so this is something I've been meaning to do a standalone video on, so I'm going to clip this out so that people can see this. The way that this part is zigzag, this is how it comes from the manufacturer. It keeps the lace intact, the part intact. This is for packaging. When you get it, you do want to mess this part up. You don't want to leave it in this zigzaggy type pattern. So I'm going to take my Renee Paris wig brush, which you can get on my website, and just sort of comb through that part and sort of mess it up. It is not meant to stay that way. And if it does stay that way, it might really may not alert other people, but it'll definitely alert other wig wearers that you're wearing a wig. So that's something you definitely want to do, is to sort of run through that part, you know, and have it look more natural by it not being zigzag. I always forget to say that, so I wanted to give that little tip. Oh my gosh, this feels amazing. I know heat safe fibers can get a bad rep, and you know, with valid reason, but I do find certain heat safe fibers are just a little bit more advanced than others. I do love the heat safe fibers of Tress, and these feel very similar. They're a lot softer, and I feel like they're not going to give you as much problems in general, because I came from the land of the sort of beauty supply store wigs. Most of them are heat safe in general, so I don't particularly find them to be more high maintenance, but I do know that other people do. But I would have to say Tress is some of the least amount of maintenance that's possible. Now I'm just trying this wig, so I can't really say, but I can tell you, like my Raquel Welch heat safe wigs, they give me the most problem so far, and that's just being honest. To me, it's not a deal breaker either way. Like, you just have to, you know, each wig, you just need to know whether it's long, short, curly, whatever. There's slightly different maintenance depending on that. So it's not a big deal for me. The nice thing about this monotop is you can move this anywhere you want to. You do need to sort of set a monotop though. So you see how it wants to sit like this because it's been in the package. Usually I need to wet this down, but I just want to get on here, get my first thought. I am going to wear this out today, so I might wet it a little bit just to keep it out of my face, or use some wig wax. But let's look at it from the back. I mean, she's long, but I love that her density isn't crazy. Oh, that is beautiful. Look at those tips on there. This is definitely going in my long-term collection for sure. All right, let me go ahead. I'm going to put some powder on this lace right here using the Tia Maria blending kit. Okay, and it comes with 3 brushes. You can get this on my website, and it comes with these three brushes here to make the blend so seamless. So let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back and give you some of my sort of final thoughts. Okay, so this is after I sprayed it down. It's not 100% dry, but it's pretty dry. I used the Tress wig wax to set the part, and then I used my blending kit here to just make this look very realistic. I'm very happy. I'm gonna go to a fall festival. This is perfect. Yeah, I really, really loved the Dolce 18, but I 100% love the Dolce 23 more. Like 100%. Wigs are personal preference, but this is definitely one that I'm really, really excited about. And so again, this is just straight out of the box. I've messed around with it. This is my initial thought. So far, so good. And this is in that color Ceylon, which is one of their balayage colors. Okay, so if you have thoughts about this wig, please put it down below. If there's a color that you like this wig in that you think myself or someone else should try, go ahead and put that down below. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I do have this channel. I also have a second channel for my business, Tia Maria Wigs. If you haven't visited Tia Maria Wigs online, you want to, you can search Tia Maria Wigs, or you can go to tmwigs.com. We do have a private Facebook group where you get really, really great deals, especially on Belle Tress. So yeah, if you have subscribed, please do so. If you have, thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!